SEI has just secured an insane partnership with Xiaomi, so we need to discuss all of that in today's video. Hey guys, Foxy's Trading here, back with another crypto video for you guys, and we are back talking about SEI, and more importantly, the new massive partnership. A new era of mobile finance is coming to Xiaomi's global user base. Xiaomi and SEI together. Okay, so we're going to be breaking this down, what Xiaomi is, why this is so important, how SEI is going to be benefited from this. And then we're going to obviously look at the charts and where the buying opportunities are for SEI. And this is absolutely insane. So I'm so excited to bring this to you and break it down. So what I have done is created a little diagram with points, and we're going to break down all 6 of these points, which I think are the most important for the Xiaomi partnership with SEI. So starting off at number 1, instant mainstream distribution. So Xiaomi is one of the top 3 smartphone makers in the entire world. It sells around 170 million phones per year. So that's about a 13% market share. And smartphones coming with a wallet pre-installed now means that crypto access is no longer something the users are going to have to go out and seek. It's there right when they turn on their phone. So this is very, very crucial, and it is very important because a lot of blockchain projects, they struggle to break past the niche of crypto because, believe it or not, crypto is still a niche. There is a bunch of people that don't understand crypto. Maybe they know that it exists, but they don't understand it. So there is still a barrier between users and crypto. But now that it is going to be pre-installed on all of these phones, it's going to break that barrier for some. Maybe not all of them, but even tapping into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% of the people that were not able to break that barrier and now will, with 170 million phones being sold per year, that's going to be a massive, massive market and a massive push to the upside. Okay. So I think that is honestly one of the biggest and most important things about this partnership. Number 2, it is going to simplify the onboarding process for everyday users. The wallet supports secure logins via familiar accounts like Google, and then Xiaomi also has their own Xiaomi ID. So it's multi-party security that is able to go from peer to peer, do transfers, and all of that good stuff. So you're not going to need a separate download. It's going to be a very easy and simplified entry to the crypto world for people. Number 3, it is a true global reach with emerging markets. The rollout prioritizes markets outside China and the US. So that would be including Europe, Latin America, South Asia, and Africa. These regions have strong smartphone options and also a growing crypto interest. And Xiaomi now is really tapping into that scene with all those regions, right? Trying to expand beyond even the Chinese market into all of those. And they are going to become a leading smartphone player in those regions very, very soon, if they are not already one of the biggest to do it. Okay. So this just means that SEI is going to gain a bunch of new real world users, traders, crypto people in different regions that it was not there before. Okay. Number 4 is the potential real world utility stablecoin payments. And this isn't just about holding or sending crypto. The partnership also plans to enable stablecoin payments across Xiaomi's retail network. So just to put it into perspective, right? I think they have, from the research I've gathered, around 20,000 stores, right? Give or take, plus or minus a couple of thousand. Starting in Hong Kong and in EU mid-2026, that all those stablecoin payments are going into those 20,000 retail stores. So just look at the amount that crypto will be into now everyday commerce, not just your wallet, but in stores. Okay. So it's providing that real world utility that everybody is always looking for. Then we have number 5, strategic positioning. So SEI is marketed as a high performance layer 1 blockchain, right? We know that it has very fast transaction speed and it's able to handle a lot of transactions per second and the option of scalability. Now, partnering with Xiaomi, it puts that infrastructure directly in front of the global audience. So it's not just another blockchain partnership kind of thing, but it's a potential to do all of the things that we were talking about in a very massive scale. Okay. Number 6, last one before we look at the charts, and this is just the simplest one, is positive market signal, ecosystem growth, right? So many of you are going to say, well, price isn't being reflected. Price isn't being reflected. We're not pumping on the charts. Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Okay. Even though price isn't automatically pumped, because that's not usually how the news events work, right? The market's red a lot of the times, and SEI is not going to pump 100% because of this news. It's just not going to happen, right? But you need to think of it further beyond that point, right? The positive aspects of it. Basically, all of those 5 things that I said, you have to bring that into perspective into the future as a growing catalyst, especially when altcoin season comes, right? So just remember, it has major adoption. It brings a massive market, a bunch of stores, a bunch of new people, so many things to be happening into the future. So don't think of it as short-term game. You want to think of it as a long-term gain. So I really hope that you guys were able to understand the partnership and how it is so important, because it really, really is. Like, just imagine, I know most people watching this probably have an iPhone or a Samsung, but let's just say that was integrated into iPhone. That's how you have to think of it, right? You have to think of all the people that have Xiaomi being integrated right into their phone, and it's just millions and millions of people. Okay, like I said, 168 million devices each new year. Now, let's look at CoinMarketCap before I pull up the charts. And maybe the thing that is going to stand out right away is the volume. People are buying up. 2 reasons. Obviously, the news. They're buying the news. 2, I also think it is in a interesting zone. So we're going to break that down very, very shortly. Down in price on the week, down slightly market cap, pumping in volume. 84% bullish on the community sentiment. I think this is going to go up very, very shortly. And we are on pretty much all the biggest exchanges. Now, looking at the SEI chart. Okay, let's establish what we have. Okay. So right away, we are bearish. You can see that, right? We have our highs. We have our lows. Then we have what do we have? A lower high and a lower low. Lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So it is a bearish trend to the downside. I think everybody can see that the bearish trend is there. It is pretty easy to spot out. Okay, so we've established we are in a bearish trend, and we've been in a bearish trend for a while now. So we have to break it down further, right? Let's go into the 4 hourly. And there is a lot of things that is happening in this 4 hourly range. So we're going to go to the left a little bit, and then we're going to bring it down closer to where we are now. So the 2 things I want to talk about are fair value gaps. These are imbalances in price. So we have one right over here, right? And then we have this big one right over here. I think you guys can see from wick to wick to wick to wick, right? This is a massive imbalance in price. And price usually likes to either hold that zone and continue, or push through it and then go to the opposite direction. So this is a little bit more of an advanced trading term and terminology, but what we have in this area is not a fair value gap actually. This is what we would call a balanced price range, because we have formed a bearish imbalance and a bullish imbalance in the same area. Now, what is interesting about this balanced price range is you can see we've been supporting it, right? So we've been supporting this balanced price range, and on the 4 hourly, if you can tell, we are starting to form a little bit of a bullish pattern. Why? Because we have had our low here, right? Then we have a higher low, followed by a higher low, followed by a higher low. And then we obviously have higher high here and a higher high here, right? So we are starting to form a little bit of a bullish trend. Okay, so let's get rid of this balanced price range. We know that this is a massive zone, prices trading within that zone. We've established that on the shorter time frame, we are shifting bullish. Now, where is the zone that people are buying and what really makes sense for me? Well, it's this 4 hour fair value gap right over here, right? So it's going to be very, very interesting if this wants to hold, because if this doesn't want to hold, we might be going a little bit further down, right? So a closure below could indicate a further push to the downside, maybe going back into this area, maybe looking for liquidity here or liquidity here, but this liquidity is less strong. So I would say this liquidity right over here, a sweep, not closing below and then giving us a push. That is possible. Now, that would be less probable because of the volume, but also the market is red, right? If you look at the portfolio, the market is insanely red with a few outliers. Obviously, that's going to happen, but the portfolio is red. The market is red. So that could indicate a further push to the downside because it is struggling to go against the market. However, the probable trade here and the probable scenario for price, just looking at it from a market analysis, is we are forming a bullish trend. We are within this daily 4 hour fair value gap, and we know about news. So what I would want to see is price come back up, close below, retest, and then give us a further push to the upside and give us another higher high and a higher low, and then just keep pushing up. Okay, so that is my plan, and then that is also the buying opportunity. If you have not purchased SEI, if you want to scale in, if you want to take a leverage trade, whatever you are in this crypto game for, I think this is a very, very strong opportunity to do so, right? We are still majorly discounted in terms of price and where we could be headed in altcoin season, right? I think a no-brainer for altcoin season is this area and possible speculations of $1. Now, if we just take this, that's almost a 500% gain, and those aren't even the major highs, right? So you can see there is a lot of growth and we are at a very, very discounted price. So I think it is a fantastic time to be buying up, especially in this area. And let's just say you buy up here. What do you want to see? Well, like I said, a closure above here, right? And then I would go onto the daily time frame and I would have a look, right? So what do I want to see? I want to see another closure above here, maybe around this area. So a higher high and simply just another higher low, right? I just want to keep forming that bullish trend to the upside. Now, there isn't too many zones in this area right over here, right? I don't know if you guys know what an order block is, but there's no order blocks, there's no fair value gaps, there's no strong highs really. So the next area I would be seeking out is this imbalance in price right over here. So if we do start pushing bullish, I would not be surprised if market wants to go into this area. That is if the market will be a little bit green, right? Because if we do look on the weekly time frame, right, and we keep getting this push, it's going to be hard to go to the upside because we have been so bearish. But I think for altcoin season, we are looking good. And now we just need to see if it wants to start giving us the push from the news. So now you guys know my game plan on SEI, where I think it is going, the possible scenarios and outcomes of the market. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment any questions, concerns, SEI to the moon. Hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. Make sure you guys do your own research because I'm not a financial advisor, and I'll see everybody in the next video.